Okay, let's get started. Yeah, I think just to recap, right, what all we learned. So we did the same thing yesterday, but just to make sure, like, what all the topics so far we learned and what we are going to cover today. So we covered essentials, AWS essentials, big data, Hadoop essentials, then big data storage solutions, introduction to Amazon AMR, and then ingestion, compression, storing, and processing data. Then Amazon Kinesis streams and Spark streaming. Amazon Kinesis Firehose leveraging for IoT analytics. Then introduction to Amazon Redshift and introduction to machine learning. So today we are at visualizing and orchestrating the big data. So visualization is always there, right? Even before, because a lot of BI tools and discovery tools and visualization tools there, like Tableau, ClickView, Cognos, Oracle BI, Microsoft BI. So all these type of tools are there. Business objects, so many things are there already out in the market for a long time. But the main difference here, how do you visualize the big data? The same tools. It could be same tools, or it could be totally different new tools that are coming on big data platforms. Okay, but in this today the lab that we will do is mainly with Tableau, mainly because Tableau with Amazon Redshift. It's a combination of Amazon platform for big data, as well as Tableau, which is a popular BI tool, because that's something already very popular in market, and a lot of users still prefer that. Okay, so before we get into visualization, and the finishing class will be basically the last one will be looking at some of the business scenarios and case studies, which is very important, because all these things what you learn is finally to apply on what type of business scenarios and case studies and what others are doing. And there are several case studies that we are going to go through, and we can take up one case study for ourselves, and we can do that as a lab. Okay, so visualizing and orchestrating big data. You're able to see, right, my screen?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Now, so as I told, so far we learned a lot about the data, like, right, all the data, how you collect the data, and what type of storage solutions and what type of platforms that you could do for Hadoop HDFS location or S3 location or Amazon Redshift or whatever. There's so many ways of keeping all this type of data, structured or unstructured data, big data, right? But now what? That's the question. Like, all this happens. These are like one step: identifying the data sets and collecting and processing it. And also, we also learned up to how to use for the predictive models, machine learning, and things like that. But now, finally, the final use case, right? Always final things are, you have to visualize whatever data you have. For that, you need some new platform to visualize all that. Okay, so the biggest, this cartoon, it looks funny, but that's the real fact. The earlier BI tools and visualization tools, they used to say, get me the data that is required for my business and for my analytics, or for my business intelligence, what was required for my decision making. But now the landscape is changed. Get me all the information you can. We will think of the use for it later. That's how the whole landscape is changed once the big data platform started. Okay, so this view will give you a good picture of how things happen. There may be a lot of customer databases, multiple databases in the organization. There may be a lot of business data, like sales data, or orders, or any type of transactional data. or there could be a lot of security and operations data. And system collects all the unstructured data from relevant sources. Data is merged, transformed, and enriched to reveal meaningful and predictive patterns. That's what we did in machine learning, right? You collect and process all of that, and then you create some predictive models out of it, so you can find some predictions. And then based on the pattern, you can do analysis, right? All that analysis can happen on the UI. But to present your to visualize your patterns or your predictions or your whatever findings or the insights of your analysis, you need some nice UI that can visualize it better. Okay, or you may need some ad hoc queries and reporting dashboards and things like that. For all that, yeah, I mean, this is another view, pretty much similar, but this gives you a little more better picture of what type of source data we collect. Like, we could be getting data from public records, proprietary data, or news articles, or unstructured records, structured records, unstructured and structured content. We do all the data ingestion, and then if you see it's like a funnel. The reason for funnel, first you have to refine it, right? What you may collect a lot of data, and you would do, that's what we do in collect, compress, and organize the data in the data lake, right? So refine and then link it, and fusion. Basically, like, when you collect the data, it might be like a big mountain of data, all the raw data, so much data. But really, the content, the real use of it will be very small. You may need in that, but you collect so much because you don't know what you want initially. So, but as you move through the flow in the pipeline, the volume of the content will be decreasing, the quality of the content will be increasing, because during the flow of this data pipeline, you're refining it, you're linking it, you're creating relationships or interlinking, and then you're fusion, you're mixing things, integrating things. So with all that, it gives you really quality content with a very small set of summary finally. That's what really finally useful for business. Okay, so that's where you get all the analysis applications, which could be any type of entity resolution or link analysis, clustering analysis, complex analysis, all this various type of stuff. So now, one of the end output, right? Once you summarize all these things, once you have it available, this is one outcome. It could be like a Amazon Elasticsearch. Okay, you might be doing Elasticsearch, which is like a analytics engine. This will do some of the analytics already, which we already looked at in some of the earlier classes, like how Elasticsearch could do log analytics, real-time application monitoring, clickstream analytics, and all that. Okay, and this is just to give you an example, one of the way of doing analytics. But finally, as I told, you could do Elasticsearch service, or you could do machine learning, you could do a lot of other things already as part of, or it could be doing kinesis analytics, like real-time analytics. A lot of things might be happening during the process of the data, but the final end product of the data, I mean, the quality of the data, that finally refined and linked and compressed, and it's finally put into some data warehouse setup, which is like a Redshift or some other any data warehouse setup, right? And from there, people do a lot of business intelligence reporting and dashboarding and all that, or the data visualization as well. And in our case, what is the final target is Redshift. So all our data finally comes and sit into Redshift, or it could be just in the middle also there. But the middle, the data in Amazon EMR or S3 or all that, it may be raw data, it may not be processed data, but the final refined and processed data is sitting into Amazon Redshift for ready for reporting. Okay, so again, before I move on to the reporting or any visualization, Elasticsearch is another way of consuming that all the data, and this is what happens on how Elasticsearch on AWS would be set up. You may be collecting your web server logs or some log records going through Firehose, and Amazon Kinesis Analytics doing real-time analytics here. The raw log data going into S3 buckets, and the real-time after real-time analytics completed, you are actually aggregating the data sets, and again you might be using Firehose to do some transformation, and finally use it for your Elasticsearch service. And that's how you may be using output data visualization from Elasticsearch service. Okay, this is more like a Google Analytics or IBM Watson Analytics, whatever you call. Okay, this is one way of looking at how visualization can happen. Now, the second option, I mean, this is a native to Amazon. Okay, why I'm talking about this? Because we are talking about Amazon platform, Amazon AWS platform, and you should be aware of what BI tool or visualization tool Amazon offers. Before you look at other, in the real environment, the clients may be using a lot of other BI tools already because they use these BI tools for a long time. Even before Amazon AWS started, these BI tools there in the market. And BI requirements not just started now because of big data platform. It is there always. Okay. So for that reason, those BI tools may be already everyone is aware, but at least we need to know about Amazon QuickSight as one of the option. So this actually released only like yeah, almost maybe 2 years max, not even 1.5 year. Around October 2015 it started, and still it is not very popular because it's only used by limited people and limited clients, um, because many companies already have enough BI tools that doesn't need to come and start using this. If somebody start all their data and platform setup, everything in AWS fresh and new, yeah, then this is the best tool for them to quickly go and do that if there's somebody starting a business new. Okay, it's one of the fast cloud powered business intelligence tool, easy to build visualizations, perform ad hoc analysis, and quickly get the business insights from data. Okay, it is basically a new super fast parallel in-memory calculation engine that's called Spice. Spice is the core engine behind the QuickSight, which is one of the things that Amazon introduced recently, which use Spice is nothing but like a in-memory super fast parallel in-memory calculation engine. That is the advantage because QuickSight can leverage that. It is as part of AWS platform. The other BI tools may not be able to access that because that is available. The Spice engine is available only on Amazon, and regular BI tools may not be able to leverage that. But they have their own power of super fast parallel in memory. All that already there for Tableau and ClickView and all other products also there, but it's their own product. Okay, so and the biggest advantage with QuickSight, it can integrate automatically with AWS data services because it's a part of the AWS, and the biggest advantage is 1/10 of the cost compared to traditional solutions. That's what Amazon always claims. Okay, so I mean, other than the advantages, people still have preferences. Like users will have preference to use certain BI tools, and they will continue to use that. And Amazon QuickSight on AWS. This is how it would be used. This is one use case, right? As I told again, data could come from sources and put into S3 bucket, then Amazon EMR, and then go to Amazon S3 and Redshift. Finally, Amazon QuickSight might be using the Redshift data. Okay, this is in an enterprise data setup. So in this place, from Amazon Redshift, I could use any BI tool here, any visualization tool. It could be Tableau, ClickView, Cognos, OBIE, Microsoft, Business Objects, anything. So all of them supports most of them at least. Okay, and at least Tableau will support, which is one of the popular. That's why we are going to use that as our lab, because Amazon QuickSight is not that much popular yet. So we want to learn something that will be more useful for us. Another quick view of here, how the QuickSight setup could be done, right? This is one simple way of in the data warehouse setup. Here, it's like capturing and analyzing the sensor data. So there are two things can happen. Data source can capture into Amazon Kinesis, and one is like a live stream. Live means like a real-time type of scenario. It goes through the Amazon KCL Kinesis client, and then go to Amazon DynamoDB, and then reporting dashboard and customer access directly on the real-time data. And the other side, it can also send it to S3 and then send it to Redshift, and then do the BI reporting and dashboarding on top of it. There are two different paths. Now, what's in it for business? That we will cover in the final session. Okay, so what type of business scenarios and case studies that can happen and that are being used already in the industry. So we'll go through that tomorrow, but today we'll spend time on how to use Tableau, or no, we are using Tableau in our use case, Tableau with Amazon Redshift. So let me start. I think you need to, there will be a trial version given in this. So let's take that. Okay. This should be available as part of let me see where it is available. It may be part of the quest actually. This may have some credits. Yeah, yeah, it is actually not part of yeah, you can, it's available outside, and it has 8 credits, but 45 minutes. I think this is good enough. Yeah, this is good enough. Let's see.
So it says Tableau, but so we are not using the QuickSight here.
What is that?
QuickSight anar kada, so but the
No,
Tableau.
that's what I was explaining. QuickSight is Amazon product,
Right.
but we are using Tableau because this is more popular than any other BI tool currently in the market.
Okay. Okay.
And this will give you more relevant experience, because when you go to a project or something, today most people are using Tableau as their main visualization tool.
Yes, yes.
Behind the scene, it could be Amazon Redshift, or it could be regular data warehouse, it could be Hadoop, Hortonworks, Cloudera, or Amazon EMR, or it could be any type of data store behind the scene.
Yeah.
But this is more useful because this exercise will help us how Tableau can work with Amazon Redshift in case of you need to use. If you need to work with Amazon QuickSight with Amazon Redshift, it is nothing much to learn really, because I mean anything is same, right? You have to experience with some BI tool to get some experience. So that's why we are choosing the Tableau, because this is more popular and more clients still use that today. QuickSight is just came and not much adopted by anybody.
Okay.
Okay. Contents wise, let's see. And Tableau, by the way, even in your regular environment, Kishore, for example, if you go to your office, right, you may have ETL Informatica backend, and you are putting the data into some data warehouse somewhere, and you might have some BI tool already. And if you see, some people might be already using Tableau for sure, either Tableau or ClickView.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
So that's what happening. And tomorrow, if you are able to do all your ETL and all your data loads and everything into Amazon EMR or Amazon Redshift or some other Hadoop platform, so then that will just give me 1 second. Okay, somebody ringing my bell. Okay, I'm back. Okay, okay, where am I? Yeah, let's see quickly. Yeah, it should not be any big difference here, but see, this course is expecting by now you know how to get the data from sources through Kinesis or through S3 or through Amazon EMR or through, so whatever the various mechanisms we see, all that, right? Finally, you were able to do enough transformation on the data and put it into Redshift as your final data warehouse on Amazon platform, and then you will be able to connect to any BI tool from there. That is the expectation here. Okay, but in real scenario, you may be using Tableau with your regular existing data warehouse, Oracle or Netezza, Teradata, or maybe some big data platform like Hortonworks or Cloudera, Hadoop environment, or it could be Amazon EMR, or finally it could be Amazon Redshift, because that's the data warehouse on Amazon platform. Okay, so basically, this exercise helps us to load the data into Amazon Redshift from Amazon S3 as your source, assuming that you have a lot of data coming and it's placed in Amazon S3, and then you're loading. It doesn't need to be always Amazon S3, right? Suppose you assume that your data is already in HDFS, Amazon EMR, and then you're loading data from Amazon EMR to Amazon Redshift. There is nothing big different for you. It is just a different tool. Depends on when you load your data into Amazon Redshift, your source will be either S3 um, or Amazon EMR, or it could be something else completely. Okay, and connect to Amazon Redshift cluster through from Tableau, create a dashboard. This is it's a straightforward exercise. So this needs some familiarity with data warehousing and business intelligence concepts as general, because every BI tool and data warehouse works the same way. But only difference is this platform can allow you to access even some big data type of data, not a regular structured data always, right? Because the advantage of connecting to this data warehouse and this type of platform for Tableau, it can also access the big data. That's the difference. Why we are doing this exercise? If you have some big data stored in one of these solutions, big data solutions, and you should know it can also be accessed using Tableau or some of the existing BI tools. And how you could do, you have to experience that. Okay, so you start the lab, then yeah, it explains about Redshift and all this stuff. So here some information, useful information actually. So Amazon Redshift is cost wise, if you look at, simple and cost effective to analyze the data. Start small, like 25 cents per hour with no commitments, and scale up to like $1,000 per terabyte per year. So still the cost will be it's 1/10 of cost than regular data warehouse solutions. Customers typically see 3 times compression, reducing their costs like 333 per uncompressed terabyte per. So this is kind of some estimations they say. Okay, but who knows? There are so many factors to do calculations, but in general, there is a definitely cost advantage, and it's a cloud solution. Yeah, and we are going to have an EC2 instance and then download that instance. Then basically you're taking your instance, EC2 instance, to have a remote desktop connection to that. Okay, so there you'll have your job, something that going to load data into Amazon Redshift on that. So this is very useful actually. What they're giving here, the data we use in this lab is about commercial flights in the United States between 1998 to 2008. This is the real data, public data. The data is split into three tables: fact flights, dimension airports, dimension carriers. And then you load these tables, the data available. All this data is available in S3 objects. And the Windows Server desktop, you should see a PowerShell script run SQL, and it runs the two SQL scripts: create table, load data SQL. So then from Amazon is, so basically what you did is here you created a EC2 instance with the Windows version, right? Windows operating system, and you do a remote desktop connection to that, and there already the files and the required shell scripts and the SQL scripts already given, and you are executing them basically to create the tables and load the data. Okay, and then you have a ODBC interface to connect to Amazon Redshift from there on that desktop. The script will run in new window, and that's basically it will load the data into Redshift. It needs to insert around 40 million rows from Amazon S3 into Redshift table. So it will take some time maybe, but I don't think it will be that bad. While this is loading, you can start your next steps to install the Tableau. And again, as I told, Tableau is a licensed product. So what you get is maybe a trial version. Install and activate the Tableau trial version. The Tableau installation package is also already available on the desktop once you set up, once you connect to remote desktop. On that, you extract the packages and you just install that, and it will install on the desktop. Then you say activate and start the trial. Once you log in, basically it will open the UI, the dashboard, like the Tableau tool like this. And then there on the UI, it's clearly giving. It will give you choices to connect various things. If you see here, it can connect to Excel, a file or access or statistical file, or a Tableau server or Microsoft SQL Server, MySQL, Oracle, Amazon Redshift, and many more servers. If you go into that many more servers, you will see like how to connect to Hive database and other non-traditional databases like you know something in the Hadoop environment type of things. Also, you can connect there. So yeah, so in that case, you're basically selecting your Amazon Redshift, and you're giving yeah, the connection details there. That's it. Then it will show you what tables available, and you will be able to start pulling the data on those tables into the Tableau editor. And in the Tableau editor, you will also see a couple of steps there given, how you can do the inner join, left join, right join, and all that. So for the tables, it is like a very simple UI type of tool. You will experience that if you go through the steps. It will show you a couple of steps there, how to join those three tables: one fact table and two dimension table. That's all they're doing. So you join them, and then it will create a quick visualization immediately and show it on the dashboards. And you can also convert them to so basically end of the day you will see something like this map. See in this. So basically what this is really giving you, the visualization, if you see, you can double click the latitude and longitude fields in the dimension airports, and then if you add them to visualization panel, it should change the visualization of the pane into the map of. So yeah, so if you see, basically end of the day, this will give you an insight of visualization of how the flights traffic, basically not the traffic, sorry, I think it's about the delayed flight analysis. Oh, actually, there are much more they gave. Delayed flight analysis. They should finally display the following visualization as below to understand which airports have the highest delays in relation to the number of flights. Yeah, that's a visualization. So if you see this type of visualization, it is so easy for anybody in the management side or business side to see, to correlate. Having data is one thing, and the importance of visualization is very much high, because I might have like tons of data, petabytes of data in the database somewhere, or Hadoop platform or Amazon Redshift somewhere. It doesn't matter how much data you have, and where you store and how you store and all that. Finally, business has to make sense of it. That can happen only with powerful tools like this. Without that, there is no meaning for the data, even if you have like a mountain of data. Okay, so if anybody see this type of map, it gives them a very quick high level view to show which airports have highest delays in relation to the number of flights. So you can slice and dice, you can click on that particular area and see how many flights delayed, how many number of flights actually going from there, all that type of statistics. And there are a lot of graphs here. So basically go through the steps, okay, then you will get a better idea on what type of visualization it is providing step by step. This is all to explore, basically. It is giving you an opportunity to play with a tool by connecting, by loading some S3 data into Redshift, and visualize that data and look at the data in various scenarios in a specific business context. This is actually a real data from airport authority, I think. It's public data. So experience yourself and see, try to get little more understanding on this, how it works. So tomorrow, I mean, when we meet tomorrow, we will do a specific case study on a particular business case, and that time, we will do all together as an interactive session. Mostly, we'll meet in the class, and then we'll try to do that. That's more like an assignment or a project we can do as a group discussion. Okay, we have still 1 hour. Definitely by 10:30, right? So I think, yeah, 45 minutes enough. Actually, this will not take much time, because actually the more time takes for understanding the analysis at the end, not to load and do all that stuff. Okay, but without missing, go through the steps to understand the final results. So I'll stand by, and in case any questions, we can talk in between, but otherwise, stay focused on finishing the lab. speak up if you need something. Okay, I'll keep myself on mute, and I need to do some reading in between. Yeah.